Hi, today we're going to make a holiday Notan, which is a Japanese form of art. For this, you're going to need glue, scissors, 2 different color pieces of paper, and crayons or pencils that are the same color as your paper. You also can get a large piece of paper to mat it on at the end. Okay, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your red paper and you're going to fold it in half. And then you're going to take some scissors and cut it down the fold so that you get 2 halves of your paper. We are only going to use one, so we're going to take one and set it aside so we don't use it. And we are going to draw half of a scene. So we're going to draw half of a Christmas tree, half of a moon, and a present. So it looks like this. So I'm going to make my Christmas tree come down. And then when I get, sorry, guys, can you see? There we go. When I get down here to the bottom, I am going to come across and leave some space and make my trunk. So I only have half the tree. So I have half triangle, half triangle, half triangle, and then a triangle or a rectangle for the tree trunk. I am going to come to the bottom and I'm going to draw a square, just a regular square. This is going to be maybe a little present that's left outside. And I'm going to make 3 loops, just like that, for the bow on the present. And then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to make just a crescent moon. So I'm going to curve it. And then I'm going to make it point and curve back down. So I have a crescent moon. Now we're going to take our scissors and we're going to cut these out. So we're just going to cut straight down and around to cut out the Christmas tree. We only want to make the cuts on the lines that we drew, okay? And as we get to the end, this whole tree is going to pop out and we're going to save it for our project. And we're going to save this paper. Both are important. So I'm going to set this aside. And then when I cut the moon in the present, I'm going to make 1 slit from the edge and then I'm going to go around and cut it. So we're not going to cut anywhere off because we want to save this outline. And I can glue that 1 little slit together so that it still looks like it's 1 solid piece. But we really just want to make 1 tiny slit. And we're going to do the same thing with the moon. So when I get done here, I'm going to come out right where that slit is. I don't want to cut the paper anymore. I just want to cut there. So I have my present, but I also have this and it looks like I can put it straight back together. We're going to do the same thing with the moon. I'm going to make 1 slit down and then I'm going to cut all the way around and cut my moon out. I am using big scissors and it's a little bit tougher because I have big scissors. So if you have a littler pair of scissors, it would be a little bit easier. And I'm going to come right back, making sure I don't want to cut any of that paper. So I'm going to come right back and cut that moon out. So I have those 3 pieces and my form. Okay, so a Japanese Notan is like a yin and yang sign where it's 2 colors. So I've chosen red and white, but you can choose green and blue or purple and yellow, whatever you would like. And I'm going to glue 1 side down, just straight down so that we know what we're going to do. And we're going to do the opposite color on the opposite sign. Now, some of these can be really complicated, but we're making ours a little hard, but a little bit easier than they can become. All right, so I'm going to set mine on here. Now my white paper is a little bit bigger than what my red paper was, so I'm just going to trim this off right here. There we go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the pieces that we cut out and we're going to do the opposite. So we're gonna want this to sit here, right? The other side of the tree. And it's really important when you do this one, because at first I put it on wrong, the first one that I made. You wanna make sure that you match up the tip of the tree, but you're gonna leave a space for the trunk. So the equal amount of space of red you're gonna have be white. So it's going to be straight down and glue it down. So we have the opposite, right? So I'm gonna do the same thing with the moon. We don't wanna put the moon this way because that's not the opposite. We wanna make sure that they're the opposite. So the moon's gonna go that way. And we're gonna take glue real quick and just glue it down. We're gonna try and make sure that it's kind of in the same spot. And the same thing with the present. We're gonna put our glue down and make it not all the way in the bottom because this one has some red space. So we need to make sure and pull it up and kind of do the same thing that's on the other side. Look at that, doesn't that look cool? All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna take our crayons, and I'm actually using, you can use crayons or you can use colored pencils or markers, but they need to be the same color as the two papers that you're using. And I am just going to make on this side some little decorations on my Christmas tree. But whatever I do on this side, I'm gonna do on this side. So I'm gonna make this go down and over. Here we go for my Christmas decorations. And I'm gonna make sure and fill in here. So I'm gonna make the bow over here with the white. I'm gonna do some red. And I'm gonna do a stripe of ribbon. So I'm gonna do the same thing over here with white. And the stripe of a ribbon. And then I'm gonna put some snowflakes. So I'm gonna put a snowflake here, and here, and here, and one up here. So I've got 5 snowflakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this side, where I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3. There's one over here. And there's one here. So they match. So you're gonna make it match. Now look at that. Isn't that so neat? All right, I can't wait to see what you guys do. Mat your Notan. So you're going to take another piece of paper that's a little bit bigger, and you're just going to glue it so it's right in the middle, so it looks like this. And you have finished and made your holiday Japanese Notan. Good job, everybody. Ta-da! Make sure and sign your name because remember, you're the artist. Bye, guys.